It's okay. Welcome here. Thank you so much for tuning into the NECC esports stream here. We are bringing you match number 2 of the day between Sac State Green and UC Davis 1 in the Champions Division. We are going to be having some fun here. Vincent is my co-caster. My name is Orbital, and we will be your broadcasters. Vincent, how you doing, my man?
Oh, I'm feeling good. I am ready to go. We are back up in the Champions Division, man. This is feeling good. And honestly, these two teams, I think it might be a bit spicy up here. We've got UC Davis going 2-0 right now. They did beat out Boise State, but so did Sac State. They beat Boise State, but they're 1-1 on the season as they lost out to Johnson and Wales. So it's honestly a bit of a toss up, all things considered. We're headed to Bind first. What are you thinking? Who do you think takes this, Orbital?
Well, keep in mind to reiterate, we don't want to say they just beat Boise State. There are two Boise States here in
True,
the
true.
Champions Division. It was Boise State 2. They both beat Boise State 2. Boise State 1, I believe, actually defeated Sac State Green. That is how they got their first loss. So looking to bounce back. Of course, UC Davis tied in first place at 2-0 as well, tied with Florida Atlantic University, and Boise State 1 as well. So I think, honestly, UC Davis should be coming out of this pretty much with fire under their butts. Again, 2 series wins so far, and we kind of noticed this trend in Champions Division so far. It's been nothing but 2-0s. So whoever takes the first map, I don't want to say that it's going to happen, but so far it seems that the momentum carried over from game number 1 tends to affect the second game as well.
Maybe we break the curse here. Maybe the first 3-map series here for the Champions Division. Who knows? But we are into the Agent Select on Bind. Like I mentioned, our first map. And right now, I say nobody, 3 players already locked in, but not a lot of lock-ins. There we go. A couple more of those for the UC Davis side.
Agent.
And they're going with, I mean, this is pretty meta. The Cypher here, you could pull a Killjoy, but Cypher is really strong on Bind anyway. And of course, Raze, incredibly strong, especially around that hook area, the short A area, basically anywhere. There's a lot of, small corridors. For the same reason, Raze is good on Split, Raze is good on Bind.
Yeah, and we will have on the defending side Sac State Green coming out here, hoping they can make it work with, like you said, the Rays, the Sova as well. We've seen very nice plays coming out. I think we've actually seen Psycho as well pop off with that Hunter's Fury a few times as well. So I'm excited to see what we can have if it's going to be this crazy game. I really want to see it because, I mean, already we've seen some fantastic play throughout today, just from the first few series.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, if there's maybe I'm being a little bit biased here, Orbital, but the last couple times I've seen Bind, I've seen the Sovas pop off. So I kind of am just expecting that we're gonna see maybe Psycho pop off or Various pop off. Regardless, either way, I'm excited to get into it as the buy phase is ticking down. Not quite as many frenzies as we were used to a couple weeks ago after that patch, but still. Pretty solid stuff all the way around, mostly classics, though, all things considered, with a plethora of armor.
Yep. Just taking a quick peek into that B area through port and window, of course. And they're going to try and tag a few. Darius deciding that he wants to take a slight sprint in. That's going to be a nice little pick off as the Sheriff finds C16 right behind.
Yeah, very nice start, as indeed, as it is just a one-player advantage, though, and that one-player advantage for the defense, despite that spike plant. So there comes the push. Curveballs go out both directions, but Slaughter gets the better of the trades, gets a second indeed. Quiz finally trading out, and a second to clean that up. So it just leaves the one player. The Paranoia gets thrown in from the Omen on the opposing side. Brace looking for everything, playing in the dark cover. Needs to pick up the frag onto the player defusing that spike, but it's not going to be. The Omen on Omen action is going to be favoring Quiz. It picks up a triple kill for the first round.
Ooh, Quiz popping off, of course, here. Getting a 3K in the starting rounds, that always bodes fairly well. When you can pick up those early kills and be able to start buying a little bit quicker, that's going to be the Spectre for him. Actually 4 Spectres, I believe. Kaizen yet to still buy. Looks like he might be saving up a little bit more, even when with the half armor. The light shield's coming out, and there it is. Okay, so 5 Spectre buy coming out against a full econ for the side of UC Davis.
I feel like we've had an evolution here, Orbital, of this second round buy. Like at first, once that stinger change came in, some people were still doing the full stingers, and then slowly but surely there was less and less stingers, and now it's just the full specters all the way around at times. So it's kind of funny. Nonetheless, there's one player here on the site. Well, I say one. There was 2. Rux there. Crossfire is good. Kaizen and Rux double kill apiece.
Rux happy about that setup. It was a very nice pinch right on the bottom side of the site, and they just get a flawless round. Kind of to be expected, though, of course, against an Econ versus an SMG buy. So very well played. And now 3rd round, let's go ahead. Taking a look, yep, that's going to be the Vandals coming out. Again, fairly standard in any early round part of the game.
Yeah, exactly. You know, those first couple of rounds, the buys going both ways, and then the bonus round, right? And that was a really solid second round, right? Nobody's fallen at all. So the economy is quite strong here for Sac State, as they are in a pretty strong position to try and pick this bonus round up against that full rifle purchase on the other side.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see, because now UC Davis should have the utility that they need, the resources, to start getting those early picks and start showing off why they are 2-0. Off on the side, Smurfsicles and Rux having some fun, grabbing the frag for their team respectively, and a couple Washball at C16, and he used the alarm bot. It's going to be a shock dart, kind of missing his target, but again, the clearance coming with some of these utility abilities is starting to put a little doubt in their minds.
Yeah, just sell the information. Bryce getting some of that right there. Cover going through, but Quiz wins the gunfight close range. With the SMG, very solid, but on the a little bit of an off-angle Slaughter. They would have picked up the late trade there as the run it back is utilized. 3-on-3 now, and Slaughter just tries to get aggressive, tries to push through. The player Heaven not spotted out though. That's key as he's sent back to his main body. So 3-on-3 now for the retake.
I will be honest, that's probably the fastest run it back that I've seen used in a match. Round 3, of course. Just right off the bat, and I don't know if that might affect the setup, because in about 2 rounds, you should have the rest of the ultimates up for your team. So not having that run it back is a very strong utility that you can use. You know, it's that extra life that's all you have to use. So using it early, not really getting much out of it, does still bode well as the attackers actually come up with the first win. Slaughter just kind of dances and said, you know what, we got the kills, we may have, you know, had a little bit of fun there, and I'll take my death in pure confidence.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that one. I feel like you could have gotten out. Like, but
he was dancing like he was happy about it. So
I know. that's what I'm saying. Like, I like the style points. I give him Slaughter credit for the style points, but maybe less credit for the economy game. Nonetheless, there's still plenty of cash for them to buy back in, as well as the other side picking up plenty of rifles, considering they just invested they just had the invested bonus weapons that they carried over from the prior round. So first, this is the first real gun round of the game after the bonus. So I'll be interested to see kind of how the response is for the defense after losing that first bonus round.
And we say full purchase as a judge comes out for C16, so I really like this. You know, full buy, 1,500 creds. That's all we're going to drop. Slaughter, again, finding these kills, already showing that he is one of the stars of the Davis squad, and that's going to be a quick drop. The judge finds it. Psycho drops C16, and that's going to be very grabbing a second kill off to the side. So again, UC Davis forced a full clear and braced, saving his teammate right there.
Yeah, very nice job there. Smurfsicles nearly caught out, right? But now just Kaizen and Slaughter. That's a nice shot. Absolutely demolishing, putting into the grave that Cypher, making sure nothing's gonna happen. So it's all tied up 2-2 now. And well, it's not looking great for the Sac State side. They've got to go back to the eco, back to the drawing board. But you know what time it is? It's bucket time.
Just I people's faces and making those all-important highlight reel clips. You know, the leap to shot in the face is probably one of my favorites to watch.
Oh yeah, it's always a good time, right? And well, looking to try to do that in this position, but unfortunately not going to happen, as there's nobody really giving that opportunity. Though Psycho is able to pick up that Bucky. That's pretty impressive. Now it's just a 3-on-4 though, and there's a lot of range to contend with here on the attacker side.
Not the happiest to sit with. Rux and the rest of the squad is stuck in window, kind of worried about how they're gonna attempt this, right? They don't really have the guns to wait on, and that's why they're just kind of pushing up a little bit. A couple shots go off in the air, but a nice blind. Slaughter picks up a 4K. Oh, that was such a beautiful blind on that map. Picks up 4 and is now once again with that run attack. 10-2, already double-digit kills. My gosh, this is UC Davis.
Yeah, that's a great start for Slaughter. You know, on the Phoenix, something that you don't necessarily always see, but when you do, I think it's always got great potential for the opener, great potential for apparently the eco rounds as well if you're a Slaughter. So nonetheless, it was an eco, so that means that we gotta have weapons back out. But that run it back, you were mentioning Orbital, it's in. Slaughter going forward, looking for it on the A site, meets one in the middle, but no guns are out. Everybody, they had a little bit of a pause. They're like, okay, wait a second, we'll just put our guns away, and now we go.
That had to feel bad. If he watches that kill cam back, I don't think he's gonna be happy. Slaughter had a full time to have his knife out, realize there was an opponent, swap to the gun, and then fire. Oh, that feels rough. That is going to be the plant over on A site this time around. And again, everyone's still stuck in the defender's spawn into hallways. This is going to be a dangerous attempt at a retake.
Yeah, and 3-on-5. I mean, this is definitely brutal. All 3 players spotted out. 1, 2 frags going in the wake of Various with a very solid couple of frags as Rux tries to do something. The run it back was invested, but Smurf Sickle says, no thanks. I'll put you back down, as it's another round on the board for UC Davis.
Ooh. And they are making the first 2 rounds look like a fairy tale. Man, just running 4 straight rounds, and now once again, kind of stuck with a rough buy on Sac State Green's side. We do see a couple minor weapons coming out here. No real armor either, so investing in the light armor. Do see full armor, the heavy armor coming out for Kaizen here. But Quiz running with no armor himself, so really rough spot.
Yeah, rough might be a little bit of an understatement. It's certainly not ideal. Just to throw another understatement in there for you. And, well, on the flank now, trying to do something with the showstopper. Comes out from G16, gets peeked out though! Darian wins out the fight. Raze on Raze action. And the Raze without the bazooka wins out, picks up the rifle. Now Rux trying to do something, but with 8 bullets in the chamber is going to have to fall back and reload that thing.
And the snipe comes out from Rux. I mean, have you ever been caught with your pants down with a bazooka? That is rough right there. Rux throwing out a little bit of a wall of low-end lava pool. Slaughter decides that's not going to happen, as that is going to be a couple shot darts going out. Kaizen. This is going to be a nice snipe, but that is still the attackers. Nice couple headshots. Ends that round. 5 rounds up. Nothing to fear.
I mean, maybe they're not the right thing to say here, Orbital, but I'm more interested at how exactly you got into the situation where your pants are down and you have a bazooka. You know what I mean? I just don't know how that happened. But we'll leave that to off stream for the thoughts. Nonetheless,
go to Mythbusters. Go to Mythbusters.
right, exactly. We are back into the rifle rounds after that eco. It was a pretty solid eco, 3 kills and the shutdown on that Raze ultimate. The showstopper gone, done and dusted. Back to the rifles. One player getting aggressive over here towards Showers, but that's going to be quickly fallen back. And C16 tries to get aggressive. In fact, catches up one. That Psycho down. Make it two. Slaughter elsewhere, picking up one. These two duelists for the UC Davis side absolutely fragging out of control. It's 2 apiece.
And when C16 has something other than a close-range shotgun, he is putting in the miles. A third right there as well. Beautiful round coming out. And again, just Brace falling there. I think they will take that trade of his life for 5. And man, coming out with the hard shots and the beautiful reads on a few of those rotations. They've shown off why they deserve to be tied for first place right now.
I mean, yeah, this is very clearly. I mean, is it fair to say it's a Slaughter diff? Like, is that unreasonable? I don't know, but Slaughter is just playing out of his mind at the moment. 15-2 right now, and it's back to, you know, the non-ideal weaponry. A nice curveball coming around the corner. Brace through the box, finds Quiz, even though he got away. The curveball comes in on the refrag, though. So Rux wins that fight. Not bad whatsoever. Gets tagged in the process, though. It's still a 4-on-4. Make it a 4-on-3, though, as elsewhere the frag goes the way of the offense.
K-Cam not finding his mark, but Darian grabbing that one. SMG wins over main gun. That is going to be the kill. Now 3-on-3 and a couple little bounces. C16 helps Brace pick up the kill on Rux. Pink available, going to toss it out. That is going to be the spike planted over here in B, and that hard rotate coming out as Raze and Cypher decide what they're going to do.
I mean, the difficult part, right, is you have a rifle, a weapon, but it's on Darian, who is relatively low HP, 24 to be precise about it, and you're going up against 3 players. So like, even if you trade effectively, this is just such a difficult retake. All things considered, it's probably more about the damage that you can do here. As taking out onto the site, well, no damage done. Still 3 players standing as Brace cleans up that triple kill. It's been triple kill, quad kill, all the kills going the way of UC Davis the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, and even with the losers bonus coming out here for Sac State, I mean, they are just... I've never seen it this difficult to try and come back in a couple rounds, right? They are just getting spotted left and right, and maybe they're just not comfortable on this defending side of this map, right? But they are looking like they're having a difficult time getting a read on where these attack patterns are. A little bit of an A push here once again. And it's actually a fairly hard run as the run it back is available. So Slaughter, and he's going to try and pick up a few, but doesn't actually get any information. So a nice little haul off will actually put this in a 5-on-5 retake attempt.
Yeah, I mean, we saw everybody just giving that up. They're terrified of Slaughter for good reason. It's Slaughter takes out Rux in that fight. Darian now starting to trade things back. 4-on-4, the Hunter's Fury not really finding much of anything there as Darian trying to throw that paint shell gets caught out in the open. The information gained, though. Slaughter, the curveball, strong. Kaizen is going to be, unfortunately, blinded up, leaving just 2 players available for the retake. What was 5v5 is now 2-on-4. As this retake for the defense has just been a little bit too slow. Various winning out that fight makes it nigh impossible. Quiz just trying to get out with his life.
Yeah, he is able to very gently sneak his way back into spawn, but 8-2 here with 2 more rounds in the half. I mean, UC Davis showing off here, playing very, very gutsy. I mean, you know, pushing very, very quickly straight off of gates open. You guys are not messing around. They want to end this as quickly as possible.
They want to go home. They want to get some rest. You know what I mean? I mean, not to be fair, they are all at home anyway. But you know what? we're gonna just roll with it. It's a turn of phrase. It's okay, chat. Just crucify.
That's going to be the teleport coming out as Quiz sets up a little bit further behind.
No more charges left.
Positions are always nice, but C16 fighting Kaizen. Rough kill there as that leaves a B completely exposed here. A bit of a lurking though as Rux picks up the revenge kill. Nice little drop pool. Team Slaughter is in position. Nice trade once again. Leaves it in a 3-on-3.
Rux and Darien have been so good at these trade frags, but unfortunately it's not been quite enough just yet. It's taken that fight against Mercy. Tags him by a lot, but it's not enough. It does lead to Psycho picking up the frag onto Slaughter, so now it's 2-on-2. And this gets a little bit spicier, a little bit more interesting, Orbital.
Yeah, and, I mean, take into account that is going to be the last full health member on the side of UC Davis. Cypher living on a hope and a prayer here, about 11 HP, no armor. And with the spike not planted either, he has to get out. They know it's not planted, so they don't have to worry. Couple shots through the box, actually tagged. I think he was able to get a simple body shot off, and that's going to be to heal up once again. But still, Smircicle's got to play this to perfection if he wants to survive.
Well, Psycho's low HP, so Psycho's not peeking.
Yeah, you do. Point away, please.
Yeah. Let me just get straight out of there. So now the peek comes through. Got out, looks the wrong direction. Psycho, triple kill to close things out, and it's back on the board right there for UC Davis. It took a while, Orbital, but they have returned. Sac State.
Yeah, and I mean, a 3-round buffer is never bad to have. If they can make it 4, that's going to be great heading into the second half. You can see the neural theft actually up for both squads as well, so I'm very excited to see if they're going to utilize that, try and get some extra information, which is going to be entertaining because both teams, it's pretty much having a spectator map at that point, right? So I want to see if they can utilize those, and then you have the Showstopper and Hunter Seer to clear any zone that you want. And on the flip side, you have the From the Shadows coming out for Sac State. So couple different utilities to work with here in the final round of this half.
Well, and look at the cash. I mean, it's definitely not ideal. You're gonna have to pull out a Guardian for Quiz. Kaizen has a Bulldog with life, so it's a little bit frustrating. Hunter's Fury is pulled out, like you were talking about. Those available to Rocks. Nice double kill, in fact. Pulls things through as now that Showstopper comes through to take Rocks out, and Brace wins the gunfight elsewhere. So it's 2-on-3. SC16 gets aggressive and finds a third.
Oh, nasty shots coming out here as Kaizen returns one more. Headshots galore. You love to see it. And now a 1-on-2 situation. Kaizen really has nothing to lose. So gonna try and make a very slow push. But a little shot goes out, reveals a location. What happened? But he's caught. Check. Means he did check the other corner. That is going to be UC Davis grabbing the first half, 9-3.
Yeah, and I mean, just a good double swing, honestly. You're almost never going to win that when both the opponents are in opposing corners and looking opposite directions. So a little bit tough, to be honest, for Kaizen to try and pick up. It's just been a dominant half right there on the, I mean, on the whole, right? You know, we saw a good opener right there for Sac State. They had a good couple of rounds in the beginning, but then everything else just falling UC Davis's way. Mostly though, I mean, it's just Slaughter and C16 really doing incredible work there in the fragging department in general, man. Yeah.
17-5 from Slaughter, 11-9 from C16. And then Various as well, doing what he needs to do, 10-4. And Smircicles, I mean, yes, his score line obviously is not the best, but he has given his team so much information to work with and enabled his team to just have a beautiful start. That's going to be the Pink Cans finding their marks as Rux has to fall back to heal up. And now everyone's starting to rotate over port and window, being where the firefight is starting to go down.
Yeah, we see the flash. Solid there. Big one out. Darien gets spotted by the boom bot. C16 wins that fight afterward. So it's now still a man advantage available for UC Davis. As they rotate out to Sac State, want to move towards A. There's nobody home for the time being, except for the one player sitting in the lamps, and he does pick up one as well. That's massive paranoia. Doesn't quite hit both, but the one player sitting close range. That was Rux. He does find the one. Gonna be able to get a bit of a heal, but it's 2-on-1.
Man, Brace holding it down with a couple of those pistol shots from the classic. I believe, just dropping them where they stand, and that's going to enable UC Davis, I believe, to actually come out with that pistol round this time. They lost the first half pistol round, and this time around, they're like, nah, we're going to close this out.
I mean, they lost the first half pistol round and then won the half 9-3. That's the kind of game that UC Davis has been having here on Vine, but it is best of 3. Remember, we do have at least one more map to go to regardless, and it's never over till it hits 13. Always possible for the comeback. We do see an investment there on the opposing side. The offense, Sac State, looking to try and get aggressive here, but it's not working out early on. Slaughter picks up that opening duel against Darian, and it's immediately down a player on the attacker side.
Yeah, that was Spectre on Spectre action as well. You know, Kaizen sitting with that Sheriff only, I believe. So losing one of your primary weapons, I say primary here, but losing one of your main weapons here does feel a little bit rough. And now we can see a very slow hold into B short with the spike. So we'll see if UC Davis is able to spot that out. A couple shots go out. I believe that's the Marshall signaling that it is a little bit dangerous to walk through any long court. Oh!
Speaking of dangers, C16 in danger of getting taken out. Quiz wins that out. Here we go. Push on to there. Tries to do that case, not connecting. Gonna be coming through rush. Trying to get aggressive, but that Marshall not quite enough. Now the Aries as well losing out to Rux and Quiz. They're doing it all together to a piece. As it's just Smurf Sickles, who, you're right, has been doing well with regard to the intelligence gathering operations, but a little bit lower on the frags. We need to pick up 4. That's already 2. Can find another here, close range, but Rux closes out the full house of frags between him and Quizzes. So we finally back on the board here for Sac State.
And man, if Smurfsicles didn't just prove us wrong right there, 2 quick frags. I mean, I have to give him props for that, picking up those 2, and then yes, you unfortunately checked just a little bit rough. But I want to give props to Sac State Green. It is pretty rough to try and force your way into some of those situations, and they literally said, "Hey, you have a Marshall. Cool. You don't do very well when someone's pressuring you." And you could actually see it. The Marshall 2 shots completely whiffed. And very nice way to deal with that sort of buy attempt. So very well done by Sac State to pick up that round and start getting themselves back in this game potentially.
Yeah, exactly. That's certainly a round, you know, not only in general that you need, but morally, very much necessary. It gets you mentally back into the game, keeps it reasonable. And so already with the main advantage into this one, the main top priority Slaughter taken down, and Darian gets aggressive onto A.
Yeah, this is another econ round with a shorty on Smurfsicle and a hard rush attempt as well. Very quick plant coming out. See if that holds. Smurfsicle says, yeah, econ round, but still getting the frags. That's all I need. Grabs the Spectre and is going to see what damage he can do as his team almost like flies around here. Rux grabbing one for himself though.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that shorty is definitely a powerful weapon, but usually only good for 1, and needs the close range. Smurfsicles is like, hey guys, you guys want to push me? The entirety of Sac State saying, yeah, no, you can hang out over there. The spike's exploding. You have fun. And indeed, guys are taking him down with the Sheriff, laying down the law, as that's a 5th on the board now for Sac State.
Yeah, and now we're back to that buy round though, right? That was the pistol round. That was the econ that they were having. Now UC Davis, they do what? Okay, so he's leaving it for his buddy, I think. Yeah, you see, I think you see Psycho running back, went to go pick it. I was like, did he actually throw that over the wall? That is some CS:GO level of trollery.
No. I think that no one's gonna pick that up because Sac State want to get rifles. They don't want to give away potentially a bonus round because it's 10-5. They want to not take any chances and just guarantee a full rifle round here.
Okay. No, yeah, okay. That makes a lot more sense. I was like, is he just trolling his team? Did someone ask for a buy? I thought I saw a full buy coming out here. Man, that is some next level shenanigans. But we are in for the 16th round of this game. UC Davis looking to try and get a hold back. They've lost 2 rounds in a row. A third would be devastating for them. Very, very quiet as everyone knows exactly what's on the line.
Exactly. They are ready and waiting, not wanting to. I think that Stack State right here, definitely not wanting to give up an early pick. And fair enough, right? You have Rux with this run it back. You want to make sure that Rux is able to try and open up a site with this ultimate. And indeed, it looks like they're going to be heading over towards B. Just the Cypher over there towards A. That's Kaizen trying to make sure that there's no premature rotation. As there's 3 players towards B, though, this is a pretty bad read.
Yeah, that's a little rough. Running back immediately gets caught out, but Quiz says thank you for that. Kaizen Strife finds one on the back end, and Psycho takes out his mirror.
Oh, they don't know! It's 2! That's massive, make it 3! Braced with the big plays. Is able to make it look easy. Now pulls back out, tries to pick it up, but it's not enough. So despite the heroics from Braced, it is going to be Sac State Green with another round as they claw things back. Just 4 rounds of deficit now between these two sides.
Yeah, and you saw at the very end there, I think that's the blast pack to shotgun to the face or anything like that. One of these signatures that Razes like to pull out here. Just coming around the corner, you're like, man, I thought you were going to run in. Nah, I'm coming in like an eagle, baby. Picks that one up. 6-10, 4 ultimates up. So from the shadows, lots of movement and showstopper as well. I'm very interested to see if they can use that one to a great extent. And he actually pulls it out. So immediately going for that big maybe 1 to 2 frag, and actually uses it early, doesn't find a single target.
You know, I like that though. You just try to catch someone off guard. This time it didn't work out though. So C6 maybe looking a little bit unfortunate there, and Rux wins that duel out, and the neural theft goes down. So they have the information as the rotation on A is in.
Yeah, obviously they saw everyone over on B side, say cool, only 1 on the back end of A, so might as well push, get that plant down, and now the retake attempt will be big. Various throwing down a couple shots, has the Bucky in hand, wants to try and get up close and personal here, as Slaughter uses the Marshall. He says first time didn't work, second time has. Brace, I think, finds his first of the round. So nasty pick coming out, and Rux gets that kill. Oh! Hot with the curveball.
That's unfortunate. Bucky working its magic close range. That's Hunter's Fury though, doing what's necessary. It was awful close, but still 2 players left alive there for the offense. Sac State Green live to stay another round or 4. Nonetheless, I mean that was way closer than it needed to be. Orbital, a big eco round there, 3 kills in it for the UC Davis side.
Yeah, but now they got to start being worried, right? They are losing rounds by the second. And I said it earlier, right? Sac State maybe just don't play defense very well on this map. Or both teams are just very exceptional on the attacking side. And you have to be ready for these types of situations. You have to understand that this is going to happen. So I was talking about, you know, that 3 or 4 round buffer zone. They haven't really needed it. They have been crushing it from the start here. Right out the gate, they only dropped 1 and has since run 4. So UC Davis have got to start maybe changing up their game plan, maybe sending a few people into different locations. You can actually see it now. I believe 3 on A, 2 on B. There's going to be a very slow movements coming in. Don't want to give away any footsteps here in the early stages of this round.
Certainly don't want to give too much away. Owl Drone is there for some information. The opposing Owl Drone from Darius is coming in. What will it spot? Looks like the commitment from Rux just there to try and sell that it's 1 player only. Wonder if that's going to be effective though, as now the rest of the utility comes out. Sonar Dart is in. Doesn't find anything on site as both the players committed to B are playing elsewhere, in Slaughter winning out the gunfight against that Cypher on the A side makes things a little bit more difficult now because the rotations can start to come in to push hit B.
Yeah, and the spike in was taken out, so I don't think they spotted the spike, and now you hear the rotation call coming out. Very well played, but Slaughter might find a couple. 5-1, doesn't get the second, but drops Psycho low, I believe. So, finding a little bit of work as Grace finally takes out the spike holder, and Various cleaning it up here. Can't plant when there are 3 aimed at your head defenders. UC Davis finally getting their second round win and a half.
It was long, but they finally able to pick it up. UC Davis, I mean, 4 rounds in a row loss right there. And back into it realistically is Sac State. They have plenty of cash to buy back in. So we're going to be seeing another gun round this round. But that being said, that looked very solid. I personally not loving how slow we were seeing the play come through from Sac State right there when they were fully committed onto the site. Once it got found out, once the information was found from that Alladrome, they had to rotate out, and Slaughter already had prime positioning in showers. So unfortunate, but I saw what they were trying. It just didn't really work out very well in that round.
Slightly rough and just hard couple shots coming down this passageway over to the showers. You know, kind of stuck and maybe just trying to decoy it. As you see 4 members slowly pushing in through window and port. That's gonna be the showstopper being brought out. Might catch and does! Darian with the showstopper takes things off here in the 19th round. Shock dart goes out. Various doesn't take any damage, so hold that one off. He's gonna have to rotate, give a little bit to take a lot later. See if the free take can happen.
Great utility usage, followed up by the Hunter's Fury. Various winning that one out. Darian goes down as it's now a man advantage here for the defenders. You see David looking stronger. Psycho through the dark cover, able to pick that frag up, but it's still a 1-for-1 now only. And that's a nice sonar guard. Both these players stuck in the corner, but it doesn't matter for Quiz. Wins out the gunfight onto Psycho only, and it's a big victory, as that's going to be another round, just 1 for UC Davis, as they're sent back to the doldrums of the Eco.
My gosh, Quiz said, nah, we ain't losing this round. And you can see a little bit of the rush, right? You saw a little bit of concern coming out on the UC Davis side. They rush that push, which, or that attempt at the retake and the defuse, right? Normally, UC Davis, I don't think, makes those kinds of kind of sloppy plays where they leave themselves open to get picked off twice in a row. I definitely feel Quiz was kind of given that opportunity, right? Getting 2 frags right on that spike area. And I'm a little bit worried about UC Davis right now. They might be faltering here at the end of this map.
I mean, it certainly looks as if the dominance that UC Davis is showing after 1 is just simply not there at the moment. That doesn't mean they can't turn it back on, but it's certainly been a little bit missing from the second half. And it's now just 3 rounds between the 2 teams, 8-11. And Sac State, they're on the buy and on the way back up as they move towards B.
Quiet as Rux says, yeah, we're done waiting, run it back, toss out, immediately pops into that smoke area. Location is revealed by the recon bolt, but says can't find anyone. Gets snapped a little bit as Slaughter takes out Quiz.
I have the spike.
It's gonna be the spike held by Psycho, as he is gonna quickly get it to safety in case they need to make a rotate over to A.
Yeah, this is
30 seconds left.
rotates Orbital. It's 3v5. I mean, when you're rotating in this situation, it's just desperation times, and you're just hoping to all hope that there's nobody home. But well, somebody is home. It's braced. It's first signals, but neither of them win out the duel. Now it's just the Marshals, 16 trying to snap through the box. Not to be. Slaughter though on the flank, quick on the trigger, able to pick up the 1 and puts it into a 2-on-3 now. The attacker's in a tough spot.
Attacker's in a tough spot, so Rux says, cool. Let me grab another Thirsty Shield up. Marshall's still in play. Various gets the frag. Couple quick tags onto the body. Meanwhile, very low to the full, and Rux picks up 3. Can he get 4? The defuse keeps going. Fake defuses and a sliver of health coming out right now for Various, and that's just going to be a 4K by Rux, making it look easy here for the clutch.
Listen, you could say that the first half was the Slaughter show. This half has been the Rock show. That quad kill just showing exactly why that is, as I've been counting them down now, and we're down to 2. It's the amount of rounds that UC Davis is currently leading by. And considering the economy, I mean, it is absolutely devastated, looking horrifically bad. Just a couple of SMGs, a Bucky. Granted, I mean, the Bucky is in Slaughter's hands, so you never know. But that is a great start. Darian winning out against the opposing Rays, the Rays on Rays duel, looking good for the offense.
Quiet days for quiet plays. Only 1 kill so far, but a nice push in. Darian finds a second so far, so the leading fragger, the initiator, I should say. Making sure that A site is clear. Slaughter just popping off a few shots, hoping to catch some damage. But again, it's a Bucky. Can't do too much about that.
Certainly makes things a little bit tough, especially at this range that Slaughter's currently at. This is like the right click and pray something happens right there. I mean, because, you know, it can happen, but still not to be. Nice job. Oh, 1 kill. Ooh, that was some nice movement, but what more can you hope for? Could have gotten 1 more, but Darian, a quad kill. So back-to-back quad kills right there. For Sac State, they're making a big statement. They're saying absolutely not UC Davis. We will not fall with ease. We're coming back.
I mean, this is not just saying we won't fall. We're saying, hey, we deserve to be tied with you. If Sac State are able to pull off this series win, they will be tied at 2-1, moving into the 4th week of the Champions Division, and they will have a shot at moving into the top 4 echelon, right? So this is definitely the point where they're saying, hey, we need to start taking over. We need to start showing what we're worth, and this is definitely a way to do it. Taking down one of the 3 teams tied at the top, and just proving that they have what it takes. And again, coming back from, I think, only a 3-round hold to now 10-11, I would already say is a fantastic job coming in here in the first map of the series. Darian throwing out the alarm bot, which is quickly taken out.
Yeah, the quick dispatch there of the utility. So it does give some information over to Darian. And Kaizen just trying to spam anyone who's trying to play up on top of that box. Nobody's home at the moment, though, so that's not really a big problem. As the owl drone goes out, it's going to spell a little bit more destruction. Rux, not able to win that first gunfight. It makes things a little bit more difficult as the Hunter Fury is committed off the back of that. Darian, though, wins the follow-up duel. So definitely puts them in prime position. A nice job right there on the shock dart, followed up by the showstopper. Evens things up, back to 3-3.
Man, Darian saying, hey, I want some glory too. Rux having a little hard time keeping up with his top frag right now. He's holding on with about 5 kills difference. That's a neat quiz getting dropped, and Darian falls as well. So UC Davis finally finding a round for themselves here. It's been slow going, but it looks like they're going to give the defuse over to Brace. Let him have maybe a little extra cash in his hand. Or no, that was already finished. I'm so sorry. I thought he got off of it early. I was like, what?
Well, it's match point. But granted, only 2 of them available for UC Davis. It's been a great comeback on the Sac State side, and with the cash, I mean they won 3 in a row there between the 2 rounds that, or rather 3 rounds that were being able to pick up on the UC Davis side. It was just difficult, I promise. We move into this round. Oh, how does Kaizen not die? What? What just happened?
On my wire.
Unfortunately, the Race just has a defective bazooka.
Someone got me the defective armor equipment. Just, oh, dang it. Is going to survive with 9 HP, and that's going to immediately force him back. You can see him now playing lurker defense here, hoping that he can at least lay down a little bit of damage, but the Owl Drone is going to be sent up, down through that B corridor, immediately snapped out of view. We're going to have to wait and see here. Again, this is, I think, a good time to start playing that slow in. You know it's a little problem. This is going to put UC Davis a little bit on edge here. So maybe Sac State can find UC Davis slipping as they make this 5-man push.
It's 3 players here, though. That does make things more difficult. It's going to be to run it back coming through. Rux needing to pick something up, but it's immediately sent back by Brace. Followed up by 1 and a second. Rux does trade. Rux, unfortunately, having to trade his own run it back. Makes it for a difficult spot. The Quiz coming up big with 2, in fact. Is Kaisen on the flank, able to find 1. So now, that puts Smurfsickles in the 1-on-2 scenario. Makes it hard.
Yeah, but a total of 100 health to probably about 100 health as well. So, you know, in the health department, it's not bad, but that's going to immediately call a full retreat from the site. And I actually like this play from Sac State. I believe they planned it out in a fairly open position. I can't really see just yet. Yeah, just right outside of the box. So they can easily see if anyone's going for it. So Smurfsickles has to take both of them out if he wants to try and get that win.
Oh, Quiz. That's a very nice trade frag. And it is now 11-12. Couldn't get any closer, Orbital. The answer is absolutely not. As we are looking into the eyes of potential overtime here.
I am waiting with bated breath here. Sac State Green coming up huge after faltering 9 rounds in half 1. This would be an immaculate way to bring it back, right? And, you know, really proving that they have what it takes to play with those big dogs too. And there's a reason they're in the Champions Division, right? So this is it. All the marbles here. Pressure is on Sac State, UC Davis. What you two got in the tank?
Well, unfortunately, the armory was a little low on funds, so it's not ideal for the UC Davis side. They do have a couple of shotguns, a couple of SMGs, just 1 rifle. That is on Slaughter, though. If there's anyone who wants to have that, Slaughter. Information gain here, pushing on A. Darian, though, takes out that 1 rifle and follows it up on his first sickle, so it's an immediate 2-player advantage. Absolutely massive. The Hunter Fury, though, returning the frag. Various winning that one out. It's all down to the 4-on-3 here. Sackers need to pick it up.
Yeah, Judge drops 1, so Psycho out of this fight. A couple more shotgun shots go out. Picks up the Phantom. 18 health on C16. 3-on-3 here. Raised very, very low. Gets the side though. 1 more can't do it. Darian gets that 3K, but it's 2-on-2 berries. Drop it low. It's a 1-on-2 situation. This is all the marbles, and they don't find it. Sac State falter. They were about to tie it up, but UC Davis hang on. They will take map number 1 in a 13-11 nail biter.
Oh my goodness. Devastating victory. Devastating loss for Sac State Green. Oh no. They fought back tooth and nail, Orbital. The entire second half, they were just throwing it all in there, going for it, but it wasn't enough. Barely unable to cross the finish line at the crucial moment with that player advantage. And oh man, that's just got to be rough, man. Going in, I mean, how do you follow up a map like that?
You say you were 1 step from victory, and it came down to the skill, right? Just taking a look at the score lines, right? Rux and Darian popped off second half. They went from, I think, single-digit kills to 22 and 18, 19 and 20. You know, these guys really kicked it up, said, hey, we can play with the top dogs. And it was only a 2-round difference, right? They were ready to tie it up. So they can't feel bad about that, right? They ran it back. And now we get to see if they can pull it off here on the second map and see if they have what it takes. Now, my big question is of course, maybe shore up your attacking or defense or the weak side of the map that you're playing, right? You got 3 or 4 rounds before. Aim for maybe 6. Aim for an even half because you know you can play from behind. You already know all that stuff. So give yourself a little bit wider berth and maybe you can avoid a situation where you are fighting at the very last step to beat your opponent.
Yeah, definitely don't want to have to make that comeback, right? That's the key. You know, certainly was a great comeback. Don't get me wrong. But if you don't have to, you know, if you just have to get like 6 rounds instead of have to fight back, you know, the 7 rounds deficit the first half plus 4 more, you know, then maybe you're in a better position. So we're going to just hold on, take a little bit of a breath, and try and figure out what to do about this matchup, because it was an exciting map 1. We're going to be prepped for map 2, but we need to take a quick little break first. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
And welcome back here after a fantastic map number 1 that almost saw us go the distance into overtime, but UC Davis clutching it out with that last round win. Again, here going to map number 2, Ascent, coming out here. So once again, welcome back to the NECC stream. Big shout outs to all of our sponsors, one of them being Meta Pro Gaming, which is a full service esport management, developmental, and consulting company. So if you are interested in getting maybe an esports coach, college esports management, arena design, or equipment for any of your organizations, go ahead, visit them over at metaprogaming.gg to learn about a little bit more about what they have to offer there. But talking about this now, again, both these squads showing complete domination. Not complete, I would say, but fairly strong contingencies for their attacking strengths.
Oh no. Oh no, Orbital has gone the full distance. You've gotten the full Metroid. Oh no, it's turned into a robot. Are you back finally, Orbital? You here?
I think so. I think so. Am I here?
All right.
Am I here?
Yes, you are here.
All
You
right.
are here. Wonderful. Welcome back, mate.
Very sorry. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit more again, though. Maybe I think I might have gone through. I don't know. But asking the question once again, these squads both showed very strong attacking sides. Defense a little bit weak. You know, have to kind of critique them on that, giving up a couple rounds. Very slow on the kind of dealing with all of these changes in the pacings. Do you think we're going to see this happen on Ascent as well, or do you think maybe these teams might have a better handle on the defensive side here?
Well, you know, it's interesting, right? I think that Ascent a little bit more defensive sided than Bind is. So I think by that, at least a little bit more defender objectives working out in their favor. That being said, though, I really do think it comes more down to the teams and the play style than anything else. We just saw some flat out aggression all the way around there from both sides on their attack side. Both of the Phoenixes doing well. That was Slaughter and Rux, pretty much picking up frags left, right, and center, as well as the raises. Making a name for themselves, though I will say I have to be honest. I think that potentially Darian won that duel out against C16. Maybe that's controversial. I don't know. Nonetheless, it was a solid showing from both of these sides, and I think that going into Ascent is going to be slightly more defensive sided, but not by much.
You are just straight out pulling fire. You are just straight up trying. You have the tinderbox just lighting a little bit of fire there. So I love it so much, though. We also saw, I'd really like to point this out because I'm personally a huge fan of it. We saw the Marshall come out a little bit in map 1 here on Ascent. I think has a few longer quarters, so hopefully get to see some opping coming out. I would love to see that and see what they can pull off. But here we go. Game number 2, map number 2 here on Ascent. I do believe that we do have UC Davis over on the defending side, whereas on attacking Sac State will try their hand at picking up a few crucial rounds.
I just realized you're absolutely right. We didn't see a single operator in a bind. Not a one, I don't remember. That's incredible. I did not even pick up on that at the time. That's not usual. Something you don't often see. Sure, it's not nearly as good as it is here. Still, yeah, certainly interesting. And well, I think with 2 Jets on the board, C16 and Quiz, something we didn't necessarily see last time, more than likely going to be picking that up, that weapon, even though it is very expensive. We are seeing the setup. It's over towards B here for Sac State, as it looks like they're just running it down B, no problem, as they push in. A lot of damage, though, coming through his first sickles, with those nanoswarms doing massive work and taking a frag, so a 1-for-1 trade is already online.
Man, Sac State said we ain't wasting time. We got a chance at Brace. I love Brace so much. He is coming out with some clutch plays, but here with the classic set now, let's just drop 4 straight in your face. Right into the back corner. The back is going to be the hiding corner. Slaughter coming around the side. One more shot is going to do it. Brace picks up 2. Might get 3. Is he going to get it? Yes, he does. And that is going to be a 3K to start things off with the defuse going to the MVP of the round.
Yeah, and we were talking about Brace, right? How impactful this player was last game, or last map, I should say, and continuing to do that. There, pistol round already looking solid for UC Davis, as we are honestly. By the way, compositionally, I didn't mention Orbital. I do really like that we are seeing the breach come out for Rux, something that we don't necessarily always see here in the North American region, but absolutely amazing on this map if used correctly. That being said, the win rate, don't look at it. It doesn't actually tell that story, but I'm gonna keep running with that narrative until I'm told to stop. That's basically how this goes.
Yeah, and I always find it interesting, as much as the meta is such a standard, right? There's reasons to literally call the meta, as Quiz just wants to shut me up. Drops 2 with that Spectre, 1 a headshot, 1 a body, I believe. And that's going to be a quick 2 for 1. And on the flip side, we did see the Sova get dropped. Quick rotate over B, and maybe I'll be able to finish my statement later after this round.
Is that the second round in a row that Smurf Signals has picked up a frag with the Nanoswarm? That's 2 rounds, 2 frags, both with Nanoswarms.
Just like, nah, let's just sit in this giant swarm of whatever is here. As Brace is sitting right on the other side of the open, and Darius wins that firefight. You gotta love it. Snap out as Slaughter gets dropped, and Darian finds the back line to pick once again. C16 last one to fall as Sac State go ahead and grab their first round victory.
All right, Orbital. I want to know what your point was. You don't even remember, do you?
I do, because to me it's always I love innovation, right? Again, there's a reason the meta is the meta. It's literally an acronym for like the best played champions, right, or best played agents that have the most impact. But the teams that can always utilize those very rarely played agents, you know, maybe the Viper coming out, maybe that Sky that just somehow it fits in your composition. Those are the teams that you really have to watch out for, because they are the ones that grind for hours, finding that simple little exploit, or that simple, very strong combination that maybe you just weren't expecting.
Yeah, it's always interesting. Slaughter coming around that corner got absolutely laid out, so unfortunately goes down. C16 as well tagged very low, 15 HP to their name. As now it is a man disadvantage for the time being, and honestly, we realistically didn't even mention that it was a round victory for Sac State in the last round, but whatever. You saw the scoreboard. You didn't need us to take you through it. Nonetheless, it's trades back and forth here in this key round. Brace not quite ready for the player on the left side, but winning out the duel seems to be the defense. It's Kaizen. Left in a 1-on-2, one player tagged down pretty low. In fact, gets that frag. Now with 72 HP, it's the Killjoy versus the opposing Killjoy. And, well, looking to be an interesting duel. Not able to hit the shots, though. This Kaizen strives to Smurf Signals. Wins that out, picking up what is only 2 of the 4 kills that they have with a real weapon.
You know why Smurf Signals won that?
Why?
You know why? He crouched. Whole reason. There was a crouch in there. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I do believe, though, I do like to see that, you know, making sure that you steady your aim as much as possible. And decided against keeping, I believe, the Eris, which I love how bulky that weapon is. Instead, grabs a Vandal and says, cool, let's get back to a standard style of play.
Yeah, and that's just a great response right there, by the way, from UC Davis. Winning out that round in pretty brilliant fashion. And in fact, pulling out one of those operators that we were discussing in the pre-game, the first couple of rounds, right? We hadn't seen very many of those, but C16 on the jet, picking up the first frag. And, well, doing a great job of the operator play already here.
Now, with the curveball in hand, that is going to be Slaughter. A little bit slow. Last time we saw him immediately pop up. Psycho actually lining up Love seeing these cheeky shots of the recon. You gotta love when these Sobas know every single inch of the map just to play the cards.
I'm ready for it. I want to see it this round again. Banana Storm frag. I've been given it twice. I now need it again. Comes out. Curveball, not on target though. Psycho somehow survives for much longer than would have been reasonable, but there he is with the double kill in return to trade things out. So it's still even across these two sides as the, well, that's an interesting teleport. I'm not quite sure. It was just for information, and information was gained. Two players along the crosswalk, or the sidewalk rather. With on the top one. Variant with the frag, making two. Not quite enough to pick up the third. Quiz able to shut that down. It was close, but we have returned to a tied game.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the two top fraggers both sitting at 5 apiece. So Quiz embraced the two to kind of watch. And, you know, we were talking about some of the key players that came out. Rux, I believe Rux, Psycho, and Quiz were the top 3 fraggers for the side of Sac State Green in map 1. On the other side, Slaughter was pretty far up there with, I think, C16 and Smurfsicles rounding that one out. So it's kind of crazy to see how these teams each have, even the individual players, have maps that they seem to excel on to a much stronger extent. And Darian just popping that cross courtyard shot. A little bit of nasty aim there.
That was disgusting, man. I shut him down before even really he had a chance to do much of anything. And so that does give over a main advantage now. And nice catch there as well to bring the utility over towards mid. A shot attempted from the Jet, but that's not going to be there for very long. C16 tagged down heavily. 1 HP, in fact, by the way. Oh, that's devastating. You're just like, man, I should have just died. I have 1 HP. What can I do with this?
Well, we'll see. I mean, C16 has pulled off some nutty stuff. I think map 1 was running around with a judge getting a couple of headshots. And so I will never count this player out, right? Just some crazy plays coming through, and especially anyone that is put on the Jet. I feel the team has high confidence that they can play this agent. They're able to make the plays happen. So I want to see possibly looking for a flank with a quick tag. Yep, never mind. You are correct. I believe that is going to be C16 drop. Kaizen and Smurfsicles drop people left and right. Various grabbing Kaizen. So the Killjoys taking off the map 1 on 2. We're going to make the play. Does get 1, might get 2. And Omen slow on the rotate. This might be the clutch up that Quiz was looking for.
Oh, spots him out.
Oh,
that's key. Now knows where he's coming from, but tag through the wall. The side of the wall, so key now. 11 HP. That's so brutal. As now it's just a matter of the timing. Quiz. Wrong direction. Trying to get the flick, but not quite there. Brace winning that out, and it is back and forth. The pendulum is swinging, and it is no one really taking control just yet here, Orbital.
Nasty, thrifty round, and that was just a combination of well-timed play coming out of Sac State Green, plus an unfortunate rotation by UC Davis, right? The Omen brace, a little bit rough on there, was trying to make the rotate. If you were there earlier, I think that would have gone a lot smoother. Of course, they did get the round win, I believe, but still, like, you know, very rough, a lot closer than it probably should have been. I feel that Quiz should not have been allowed to set up that well right in the back. But again, very nice round win on an equal, more or less. And now coming out with the big guns, we do see an Odin as well as an Op breaking in with the Vandal.
Well, big guns are there, but that does mean round victory here with devastating economic. Now the push comes in. Race finds the first. That's well. Oh my frags! I mean, I literally blinked. Look at the line of bodies just right there. That's just ridiculous, Orbital. Oh, Various. That was incredible.
The best part was all 3 of the last kills came from Various's Odin. That was the most amazing thing. Oh, no. This is why you run those big guns. You get the big plays. The
barely.
Odin making the best of just an amazing attempt. And I will say, Sac State coming out with the big attempts, right? That running against what you already know is a nasty gun composition. Very strong attempt, and at least they pushed as a team. That's what I can give them for that round. Still played out 5 in a row. Not what you like to see as the courtyard comes in with some fire.
Yeah, I mean, you have to give credit for that at the very least. But they do have the rifles back online, so certainly could be plausible. And Kaizen going to be winning out that gunfight against Slaughter. Remember, the big fragger from the last game having a little bit of a slower start this time around, but that's okay. It's not. I mean, to be fair, Various is just popping off as well. So, like, who cares? It's just as if they're taking turns at this point. And, well, speaking of taking some turns, it is the turn of the attackers to hit A once more. As the ultimate Rolling Thunder going to be hitting A as well. Clear out the sight, and there's nobody there.
Be a quick drop as well. A couple little shots going out, and we now have a B attempt. Defender lockdown. Gonna be dropped as well. As the attacker of his here, I'm not sure if this is where he wants to use it. He is wasting time. They're actually gonna throw it down. They are gonna throw it down. 2 minutes will be locked. No, they get the lockdown. They got the lockdown so well done, and Psycho and Kaizen are holding this one down. Now in a 4-on-1 positioning. No way Brace makes it out of here. Oh, that was so well played. Sac State Green taking out one of the most important ultimates in this game when it comes to defending a site.
I mean, I don't know how they got it. It was so close. I was honestly like, oh.
3 seconds left. It was 3 seconds left, I believe.
Was it 3 seconds? It felt closer than that, I'm gonna be honest. That was just, I thought it was like, oh, the Hunter's Fury, right, came out in order to try and get rid of the lockdown. But the problem was that it missed. And so they had to find the lockdown elsewhere. And, well, it worked out nonetheless. Honestly, just a great adjustment right there. Not panicking or Sac State. Normally, you know, you have that set play. You're holding the Hunter's Fury for that exact purpose. And you don't get it. And you're like, oh, crap, we're just screwed. But no, Sac State kept their head, made sure to make the adjustments, and did exactly what was necessary there to pick up the round.
Yeah, and again, on the UC Davis squad as the operator just takes a little bit of a peek. Ooh, Quiz is trying. Quiz wants it. That's gonna be the drop. He gets it. The operator's down. Quiz, unfortunately, watch C16 just run straight into a wall. I think C16 thought he was gonna get behind the wall instead, but it essentially runs into a Various, grabs one as well. That's gonna put everyone into a 4-on-4 situation. The Various sitting at 30 HP. Not exactly what you want to do.
Oh my goodness, he just read it! He read it like a book! Absolutely wrecked! Oh, that's absolutely wonderful. I love to see that. The Odin through the wall. Easy does it. And it just shuts this push down. Rux has now got to figure out what to do. Picks up 1 frag. It's even 3-on-3, but it's going to have to be through the spawn. The defense trying to pick something up. Smurfsticles wins out the duel against Darian, who is in the back. Now has to come up big once more. 13 seconds.
Ooh.
This is going to be it. Paranoia. Beautiful play. Finds all 3.
He is cold with that stuff, man. He is cold. Mid-round drops the classic on him. Oh, you'll love to see it. And I mean, this match right now, it is so close. This is way closer than in map 1, I feel, in the early stages. 5-3, and yet both teams have output some amazing plays thus far, right? Beautiful job. The lockdown takes have been fantastic from both squads. And I mean, if this map is going to continue this way, I honestly will probably lose my voice at the end of the evening.
I'm feeling the same way. I got another one here after. I can't do that, but Quiz just absolutely stone cold with it. He peeked out just a little bit. It was a shoulder and the tip of the head, and Quiz is like, no, see you later. Just absolutely demolishing players as they swing out through that smoke. And so it's a lot of map control here available, as well as that man. coming in with the shock dart, trying to get some damage done. Just a little bit, but not quite enough as the push comes through onto the A site.
Yeah, and that's going to be a shadow used from the attacking Omen side as well. So Darian trying to reposition, actually floats over to mid catwalk, and that's going to be the Hunter Seer going out. Smurf finds the pick again, clearing out that bottom bunker area, and Quiz jumping right back down. So able to stay alive, hold on this point, but it's a 3-on-3. Rest of the team trying to scoot over, and he gets it. Quiz, what in the world is the baller? What's going on? And there comes the Darian. Oh, Odin coming in to save the day. Various does drop brace, gets Darian, and that's going to be the walk around as Kaizen with the massive flank says thank you for the round.
I mean, my jaw is currently on the floor right now. That flank, it just is so big brain. The long con coming through from Kaizen, you love to see that. And on top of things, I really like how patient we were seeing the offense play right there. Sac State, they didn't get too aggressive. They didn't get too far ahead of themselves. They played it passively when necessary, but obviously taking advantage of the opportunities that were given to them by UC Davis. For example, C16 getting a bit too aggressive towards mid, and just honestly wonderful and really interesting to watch.
With the Blade Storm now, Quiz looking to drop another on C16. He has done so much work, but now sitting on 59 HP and no armor. Gonna make it a little bit more difficult to pull this play off. A little bit of a hold over to A lobby. Looks to be the potential route as a complete push forward. A shot over on the main as well. A little bit close with the turret, and that's going to call the rotate. You can see multiple members moving through the defender's spawns. Near Quiz trying to drop that turret as best as possible.
Man, that turret, it feels like it has a million health when you just have a pistol, let me tell you. Like, I know it doesn't do that much damage, but it's just painful to deal with. It's just like, you click it like 4 times and it's not dead, and you're like, come on, man! It's like, if you were a person, you'd be
basic
dead.
ability.
Yeah, exactly. But nonetheless, we're back in it. That rotate looking strong, and in fact, Various, the one player on the site, not able to really do much in that swarm grenade, going to be able to push out the one player, and in fact, Slaughter dies for the trouble. Rux heard the information as he ran away and got that frag. But there's 2 frags in return. It's 3-on-3 Orbital.
Yeah, health advantage over to Sac State right now, and they have the plant as well. Little bit of positioning straight to the back, and that's the defender Killjoy. Once again, and no ultimates this time to be able to save them. Very nice positioning, and they're just gonna win out. Yeah, they're gonna force the push. Couple sprays going through, pushing up on the side of B side, and they find it. Rush finds he found the Mad Lad did it. My gosh, such a save coming in from the breach.
Oh my goodness. I love to see that. Rush. Absolutely brilliant plays. And we are all tied back up. Man, this has certainly been a closer half than our first game. And, it's just been so back and forth, right? Like, nobody really taking more than 2 rounds in a row. And in fact, barely doing that, either of these teams, as they trade back and forth. It's only the second time that 2 rounds in a row have been gained here just now, as we are approaching the last couple of the half. It is going to be a save, though, for the side of UC Davis. They are not really going to have enough cash, so they want to make sure they have plenty to buy into the last round of the half, as it's already an advantage game. It's just been clinical stuff here early rounds. The last few for Sac State, they just really have not been giving anything away.
They have not, as they immediately clear out picking up one in main, one right outside market. That's going to call the rotate. A little bit of a hold as Darian just calls it. Smurfsicles. Like you said, econ round, but the kills don't hurt any less when you are getting dropped that quickly.
It certainly is. You know, you're just like, oh, I don't have anything. And and yeah, you got to try to do something with nothing. And right now, it's not quite there. Darian winning out that duel against Various as well. So a really solid econ round, or anti-eco round, I should say. Flawless, in fact, for the Sac State side, as we are into the final round of the half.
They're going back to it. I love seeing that this is actually a standard. Normally you see like, you know, 5 Vandals coming out, or 5 Vandals and or Vandals and maybe a couple Spectres and all that. No, they just go straight back to the Odin and the Operator as their main I love it. I don't care what anyone says. Various on this Odin in C16 hasn't had 2 great rounds with the Operator. Maybe the 3rd time's a charm. Maybe we can start seeing some nasty snipes that is well known in just about every FPS.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the walls are thin. They're paper over there at B, so that Odin...
Paper mache rocks, that's what we're working with?
I mean, they might as well be, honestly.
Yeah.
Over at B, so I mean, that's where that Odin's so powerful, especially when you get the info with the sonar darts. But yeah, a nice and slow opening right now for Sac State. This is the kind of default round that you'd love to see. They're basically saying, they're daring UC Davis. Hey guys, you know how you've been peeking, giving us free frags at the beginning? Why don't you continue doing that? But UC Davis, they have definitely made some adjustments. They are playing very passive, not giving anything at all away, and I really like this adjustment from them.
I also like the fact that they're holding the Odin all the way in the back. They don't want to give any information out of the fact of where that spray frame might go. Holding very long, and immediately that information goes out. That's going to be a Smurfsickles dropping in some pain. 6-2 frags, and UC Davis are up 5-3. Spike is planted, but it doesn't matter now. Into that 2 members, and that's going to be a quick pick. Smurfsickles having a freaking blast here. That's going to be a quick pull. That is a flawless victory here. Coming out against UC Davis and Vincent, we asked for it, right? It was very close in the first game. This time, it's straight off of the first half, 6-6.
Brilliant stuff coming through from both of these teams. And I have to say, that this half right now, the utility usage from Smurfsickles has been incredible. Like, Smurfsickles, we didn't necessarily talk about a whole lot in the first game. Weren't necessarily getting tons of frags, but was doing their job with the utility on the Cypher. This time, though, not only getting a lot done with that utility, but getting kills with it, getting frags with the rifles as well, leading the scoreboard for the entire team. I mean, absolutely brilliant stuff. I really love to see that. And of course, Killjoy here is very powerful just anyway, but it's really awesome to see the likes of Smurfsickles stepping up in such a big way.
And I want to say, you talk about the lockdown. I want to say he's done that without the lockdowns, right? Both lockdowns that we've seen so far have been knocked out. That's very rare. Usually you see at least 2 members locked down. That's how Killjoys tend to get a couple easy frags. They've done without it. That has to be commended, and it's just like, that's a good chunk of your kit that you don't have. Getting back into this game, a full A push means that the site is planted here on A, and a full 5-man as well. Nice little smokes up to the rafters, as that's going to stall the push. Very nice setup here for a little bit of crossfire as the door has been broken, and that's going to be a little bit of damage. Dropping down right on that A-Link, and quick smokes as well. Going to start pushing out, and that's going to be a shockful kinding underneath the rafters. Such a well-placed buy. That defending Sova. A couple quick picks once again, and Various popping off with that pistol round. Brace picks up 2. That is going to be the attackers eliminating the defenders.
Yeah, I mean, UC Davis just looking to be in control. Winning the gunfights there in general, but also the utility, honestly, I thought was in Sac State's advantage. Did you see the earthquake come through? The E from the breach. It got 2 people. It stunned 2 people in one quake, and you're like, oh, that's cool. You love to see that. And so in general, lots of great utility usage right there for Sac State, but UC Davis, they were able to win the gunfights anyway.
Catch from main to sight. As they say, we know you're ecoing, but Ice and Rux run a bit of interference, at least dropping 2. So a nice little drop of some important members, but Various with that Bulldog, some gun that we don't normally see. That's going to be the attackers coming out with the victory that we expected. But again, dropping 2 on an eco round, I think they'll be at least somewhat okay with that.
Okay, so fun fact, that Breach ability is called a fault line. I could not remember it, so I had to go look. It was bothering me, okay? I'm sorry. So if you were unaware, it's called a fault line. I said earthquake, so I feel like I was close enough. That is where earthquakes happen, on a fault line, so, you know
A geologist might get upset at you, but you know.
Right. You know, but are there any geologists right here? We're going to go with no. I don't know, though. All the geologists in chat are bad. Just tilted.
Alright, so this time, B-side is the first main. Is going to be holding a quick rotate. Take a look. Killjoy runs all the way around. So, spot for the flank and quick 1-1. Psycho gets dropped by Brace. That's going to be the plant coming out of Various this time around. A nice little setup. Health bars also in their advantage. That's the 4-on-3 advantage. It's going to be spawn hold by Darian. Waiting for the rest of this team to collapse. But positioning coming out inside B-side and back, are very, very well coordinated.
Yeah, I mean, with the weaponry online as well for the defense, like, it would be a miracle, honestly, for them to pick this up. Could get one with that. Swinging out is, well, okay, everyone's swinging out, and everyone falls. That makes it easy. Well, that's a very nice start to this half. 3 of those rounds in a row now for the half. And you love to see that, right? Especially if you're a UC Davis fan. You know, picking up the frags weren't necessary. And so now the rifles get pulled out. An operator online for Quiz. A player we have been seeing all game pull off some amazing work. Now the operator is in hand. What can they do with it?
Pray that the body makes a couple kills, right? So far the operator has not seen a lot of work done. I think C16 tried to run it as well and just kind of really faltered, right? We just haven't seen these snap kills be as potent as we usually. Even with the Marshall, right? We've seen some of these snipers come out just not the most adept right now. So hopefully pick up 1 or 2 frags, get that all-important man advantage here on the defending side. Because again, you're down about 4 rounds from losing. And so you want to start turning it around. You don't want this to be the runaway that UC Davis gets.
And remember, UC Davis already a map ahead in this series. Big victory there. Slaughter winning out onto Rux, who is playing in the corner there. Not really aware. A little bit early on that peak is Slaughter, but Brace wins out the fight elsewhere. So it's still a 2-for-1 trade, all things considered. 4 players available on the defense of this site for the attackers. And that's a little bit of an aggressive teleport. Luckily, nobody taking a look at where that is. So Darian doesn't go down. Smurfsicles, though, on the generator. Wins up that fight. Darian pulling up 2-for-1 trade, but it still just leaves Quiz. Operator in hand, having to get out of here at Various. Looking to get aggressive. Knows where this player is. Doesn't hit the shot, though, as Quiz runs for the hills, but it's not enough. Unable to sneak around the corner. That's a very nice job in recovering the operator's Various.
And, you know, I hate to say it, I asked this question earlier, right before we started map number 2. I was asking, you know, do these teams consistently feel stronger on the attacking side? Do they feel that this is their, you know, their MO? They give up a few on the defending side, and granted, it is somewhat difficult if you're playing against an equally aggressive team. But UC Davis, it doesn't matter what map they're on, their attacking squads feel so clean. Right, it feels like it is just all they practice. Instead of having 2 halves, it's literally just playing like 26 rounds of attack. And that is how clean that they have gotten in Slaughter. Dropping a man, Psycho. Grabbing 1 in return with that Bucky. That's going to be cover. Being dropped by Darian. Let's see.
You should
that holds steady, but attacker Killjoy being dropped, so can't walk in just yet.
He's gonna make it awkward. Speaking of which, what is that? Through the dark cover, Psycho goes down. If I'm Psycho, I'm absolutely tilted off the back of that one. And now it's just 2 players alive here for the defense. They didn't have the weaponry, to be fair, at the start of this round, but they certainly don't have the players or the weaponry now two stingers in hand.
That is probably the worst feeling. Literally watching your teammate get into cover and get dropped CCC. All right, proving that he just doesn't care. Is he going to get another jump? He cannot, but that's enough time for the Odin to make it work. Looks like they're going to save the top right berry. Having a blast, saving that one in C16. Coming back with this one, I think first half didn't have a great showing on it, of course. This time, popping off a 2K, 2 frags to help secure that round win for his team. They're now 2 rounds away from clearing this 2-0 and keeping the champions kind of style of how to win a series alive.
Yeah, it definitely has been a good turnaround thus far from C16 and UC Davis in general. As I'm on the lookout here for this Rolling Thunder. That's the ultimate push. There's a lot of them on line 7. In fact, as the opening frag does go the way of Sac State. So that is a good start.
Varys got surprised right there. He's gonna go, what the? Where did that come from?
He's like, whoa, what happened? Yeah.
You ever seen a player literally jump in game? That was it. I love that so much.
I do it all the time, man. I hate to admit. I hate to admit. Anyway. I won't expose myself any further than necessary. But as we are into it, it is the players gripping up towards B. But both of these A players who are meant to be holding off the rotates, meant to be selling a fake, they've died. There's still 3 players committed over here, though, so the entirety of B side is open. Brace is at 1 HP. This is so difficult right now. UC Davis are in a tough spot.
Yeah, and Quiz came out and said, bruh, you got an op, I got an op, let's trade it, let's see what happens. And I mean, it worked. That hold, like you said, was fantastic. Now we see a courtyard rotate. Couple little zones going out as the Omen. That is going to be Brace holding on to that spike. It hasn't been spotted yet. So that is a good thing. You haven't seen any pings go out just yet. However, winding down on time. This is getting close. They got to start pushing somewhere.
Rolling Thunder could come out, could deny the entirety of this one. So low on time.
Oh,
Kaizen! It's 4-5! The ace for Kaizen on the round. Incredible. That was the slowest burning ace I've ever seen, but absolutely wonderful. Finds the opening pick, then 30 seconds later gets a second, and then closes 1, 2, and 3 out on the last minute site push. Beautiful stuff from Kaizen.
Welcome to the 7-Eleven. How can I help you right there? That was just a culmination of unfortunate timing, right? Winding down to the very last seconds, forces them to punch through that A link, and Kaizen was ready. Just mows them down where they stand. Such a well done job. And now we're seeing some nasty pushes here. Yeah, that was actually a very fast push. You saw Quiz just run and gets dropped. Blade Storm, baby. Dropping him in.
Nice job from Rock to spin back and runs back. Now that spike gets planted, though. There is the Rolling Thunder that I was talking about, though. That could be the key here to opening this this back up for the defense. They are a player down. There's no thanks, dude. There's no retake coming here.
Oh, bunny hopping the way to victory, except this is jet hopping here. You saw him bounce his way all the way through, I believe. Oh my gosh, so well done. And that's actually gonna be it. You were talking about the Rolling Thunder, I believe. Power play through that site, and now dropping a few holds as the attacker just cleaned up. C16 doesn't have the Blade Storm anymore, but gets a nice little frag with the classic. That's gonna put UC Davis in winning position, 12-7 here. As Sac State Green gotta come up with something they want to stay in this game.
Yeah, I will say I'm a little bit miffed right now, Orbital. So they did commit both the Rolling Thunder and the lockdown, right, on the Sac State side, but they committed it so very late on the retake. It just is a little bit weird, and so because of that, honestly, I think it caught off guard a lot of the players for UC Davis, but it just didn't work out. But oh, that's beautiful. Quiz saying, listen, man, we might not have won that last round, but I'm definitely giving us a chance to pick this one up.
He wants to make that highlight reel for the week, right? Just like, look, bro, I will get my frags one way or another. I don't care if that's attached with an L on my name. for this series. I will get it, and that's going to be a very nice tag. A little bit of a frazzled member. But this time, UC Davis having some tough times over here. B Lobby and Main being their graveyard.
Methodical. That certainly isn't. Quiz coming around the corner, taking off the head of C16. Operator taken out. So 2 players in the advantage here. As Quiz maybe saying, "Listen, I've seen there was a nice little ace from Kaizen. I want an ace too. Give it to me."
Not with the op this time though. With that Vandal, I mean, if this was an op ace, I would lose my mind. That would be disgusting to watch happen. I've used that word so many times now, and I know it's getting redundant, but that's all Darian. Quiz is like, bro, that was my kill. That was mine.
I have my name on it.
Mercicles, though, finding out that 8 is a little bit exposed, still has the spike. So in all that chaos, finally gets the plant down with only a couple seconds to spare. Very nice job by Smurf, and now it is a 1-on-3 situation. Got to pull out the 4. Hey, wants to get that win. Can't do it. Quiz instead finds the 4. It's gonna get that defuse.
Very nice round indeed for Quiz. As well, I think Quiz should just take that. Has one away from the Blade Storm. I think they might be waiting to get an operator. That's gotta be what it is.
Yeah. I like that call. Pick up that op. I think that'll probably go to Quiz again. And actually, Darian might pick up. Oh, they were contemplating it. You can see it. He's like, bro, just do it. Just do it.
He was asking the teammate. He was like, hey, so you want this Odin? He's like, yeah, no. It's fine. Yeah, he was thinking about it though. Definitely looking to get a little spicy there. Nonetheless, it is a couple of rounds now fought back, but it's still got to have to be 4 more in a row. Backs against the wall here, Sac State. They are up against not only map point, but match point here. UC Davis up 1 already in this series.
Yeah, now that you have a defending Killjoy lockdown available, right, along with Hunter Series, this could signal big trouble if they are not careful. That's going to be the lockdown being dropped. They're trying to hold over on this B, and they are pushing. They want to see this happen. Everyone waiting outside. Remember, they have a little bit of time to work with. Curveball ready in hand. This is going to be a firefight to remember. Plant is down. Seconds taken away.
5-on-5. That the entirety really of that site given up for free. Now it's both sides looking to try and trade out some of this util, get information, but all 5 players sitting ready and waiting here on the site. The information gets through, frags it away. Kaizen with 2, but it's the back and forth. Kaizen though winning it out against C16, who couldn't pick up the triple kill. That's 9/18 Kaizen's name to bring us to a 9th round, and oh, that is so close.
I am honestly so impressed with Sac State Green. And I am saying that from the bottom of my heart this time. Twice in this series, they have been down multiple rounds. They've been on that side where they are looking at a loss in the face. And yet both times they have been fighting back. This time, they feel like they have the momentum, right? That was ultimates against ultimates. Normally, it's very difficult to win those. And they come out with 9 HP. Sac State Green, no matter what, even if they fall to here, they fall to 1 and 2, right? They fall into the lower side of the league or the standing. I will always have great respect for them for how well they have fought here in this series against one of the teams tied for first place. Honestly, so much respect.
Joke's over.
Missing close all the way around. Looks to continue. Run it back comes through from Slaughter. Sent back immediately though. Oh, that's so unfortunate. 16 checks the corner, but doesn't get the frag. So Darian wins that one out, and Kaizen gonna be winning that on the other side. Means that we're now at a man advantage. Slaughter trying to peek out and does just that. Whiz falling down. Does he know that there could be another player here? Doesn't check the generator, but nobody's home. So it's 3-on-3 here now. It's gonna have to be another perfect retake if we want to see Sac State continue.
Remember, the lockdown is available. This is going to be so good if they can find a good plant location. Spike is down, like you stated, but still, they have a huge ultimate advantage as Mercicles find Psycho now, 2-on-3. A little bit dangerous here. A little bit of health advantage over as well as the open on Sac State is a little bit rough, and Kaizen following now. Darian, last one alive, finds one. 30 HP in a dream right now. Time is ticking. This is gonna be a bit rough. Oh, good attack. They know where he is. He just runs in. Smirsicle gonna find the last kill, and that is gonna be UC Davis taking the series 2-0.
13-9, 13-11. I mean, listen, there is not many more rounds you could have had there, pretty much making it as close as it could have been. By the way, Kaizen topping out the average combat score, tying up with Smurfsicles. So I mentioned both of those killjoys a lot, doing massive work with their utility, doing massive work with the frags. We saw the ace as well from Kaizen. I mean, oh, so much to talk about, but just both of those players picking up the pace, doing incredible work all the way around Orbital. And honestly, I don't know who I would even give an MVP to. I mean, it's so hard.
Across two games, we've had so many amazing players, and again, this is why they're in champions, right? This is why this league is so much fun to watch. It's why you always can't count someone out. And I want to continue seeing this league unfold and just watch how they utilize some of these different strats, right? We saw very different than your 5 Vandals that you normally see on any attacking round. We saw the Odin come out to great effect. We saw the Operator come out to great effect, and even a little bit of a Spectre run in that main gun lineup. So both these squads playing to a T. Big shout outs to Slaughter, falling a little bit in the leaderboard here, but in game number 1 came out with a massive 26, 17, and 5 scoreline. But like you said, very, very difficult to pick a single MVP out. However, with that, that will be this series. Congratulations to UC Davis, 1 for moving up to 3-0. Sac State Green will have to start finding their way back at 1-2. With that, though, we will go and give you guys a quick short intermission to go ahead, grab any stacks that you would like, as we have one more series after this you will want to tune in. So thank you so much for tuning in for this match, and continue hanging out.